Good morning, welcome back. Beautiful sunny day. I thought I'd have a quick wander around the garden at lunchtime, see what's looking good and share with yourselves. Also go through some ideas and little tips about my garden design philosophy and things that might help you with your garden. So let's have a quick walk and let's see what's looking good, and I'll discuss a few little topics. So here we are, my wisteria in absolute all its splendour. Probably my favourite wisteria in the entire garden, how I've trained it. Just can't beat its beauty and its scent, and it's absolutely buzzing with bees. They absolutely love it. So let's have a quick wander around and take a look at a few other things that are looking good. So walking through the garden, these yellow bearded iris. I have no idea what variety they are. I was passing a building site once and I spotted these, and I popped in and said to the builders, do you mind if I dig these up and save them? They said, go ahead, help yourself. So here they are 3 years later. Absolutely stunning. They absolutely glow in the sunlight. Amazing. Just give you an idea of how big they are. They're huge. Absolutely amazing. One of my favourite iris in the garden. So walking a bit further around, the olive tree, all the leaves are starting to come out on it now, which is really good news. It's taken a little bit longer this year, but I think it's going to look quite amazing again. Spinning around towards the pond, and the iris again starting to look the best in the water. And if you can spot behind my Gunner manicata, this gets to about 6 foot every year. Leaves are about 5 to 6 foot across in diameter. Again, amazing architectural plant. If you do have water gardens and things like that, or thinking even a bog garden, if you want something that's structural and looks really amazing, it is a big plant. It does need space, but it does look absolutely amazing. So walking around into the shaded areas, one thing that are looking really good this year are my ferns alongside the hostas. Also looking amazing is this Choicea tonata. This one's Aztec Pearl. Again, the scent is absolutely amazing, and it gets to about, well, it can get to over 6 foot if you just let it grow, but it's easy to maintain. Once it's finished flowering, you just give it a good haircut with some shears or whatever. It might flower again later in the year. Evergreen, does quite well in the partial shade, but an amazing scent and a great spot of colour for this time of the year. And further behind there's another one a bit further back in a bit more sunlight. Spinning around again, my Acer palmatum. Important thing to think about when designing garden, it's not just the flowers, it's colour of the leaves, the structure of the leaves, the shape of the leaves. All these different sort of foliage shapes all add to the drama and the look of the garden. Very important thing to consider. So not just flowers. Flowers only usually last a few weeks. But you've got to think for the rest of the year, you've got to think about structure, shape, form. All these things are quite important. Again, like this very large here, Dryopteryx felix mass. One of the more native ferns in the country. Gets to about a metre, probably just over. Really good structural plant. This one does die back in the winter, where there's other ones like this, a splenifolium, which stay evergreen, but you still do need to clip off the old leaves come spring as they start to get a little bit brown as the new leaves start to come through. Again, going back to the hostas. Yes, they do flower, but most people grow hostas for the colour variation in the leaves. It's a great shade-loving plant. Doesn't like it too dry though, so it will need, when we have these long dry spells, a good bit of water every now and again. So let's have a little wander further around the garden. So walking around the other side of the garden, again, another Acer. Really nice, rich red colour. Again, great plant for the shady borders. Does really well. And then looking up, my wisteria. This one's just about at its, just gone over its best probably now. It's the top leaves, the petals are starting to die off, the flowers, as the bottom ones are opening up. But again, an absolute alive with the buzzing of the bees and things. Looks absolutely amazing. Further around at the top of the garden, Another plant most people think it would need absolute full sunshine, Fatsia japonica. As you can see, this is under a pergola. It gets zero sun, but it is absolutely thriving. Give that tropical look to your garden. It can get quite big, but it can be maintained to a reasonable size. And spinning around, a view down the garden. Again, like I said, not a lot of colour in the garden, just the odd pops here and there, but I do rely mostly on foliage, shape, structure, big leaves, spiky leaves, things like that to add all year interest into the garden. Something really well worth considering when thinking about planning a border or even planning the whole garden. So there you go, quick little insight to what I think about some things in designing in that, and hopefully it gives you some inspiration to look beyond just the things that flower in the local garden centre. Look at the plant itself, look at the structure, what it gives you for the rest of the year beyond its flowering period. So enjoy your gardens, hopefully a nice weekend, and see you all again soon. Thank you very much and goodbye.